Hello. So I'm giving in to my feeling of wanting to lie on the grass and I'm just doing it. Spending some time with Blue outside. And today, the day that I'm publishing this video, I will actually be hiking 64 kilometres for the Endurance hike in the Australian bush on the Great North Walk to raise money for little Blue and other chickens like him. It's going to be really, really tough. We're going to be starting at sunrise and we're going to be finishing probably about midnight. Oh, it's going to be so tough. Next time I do a video, I will be aching a lot. But I'm also kind of looking forward to it. Just checking everything's all right over there. I heard a kerfuffle. Everything's fine though, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah. You can see we've also got Matilda here. Actually, Blue's been talking to the girls there a lot. He's been talking to Charlene. He's been talking to Ariel. I don't want to put them in just together, just in case they really bond. And if Blue's a rooster, he might have to go into a different area. Well, we know Blue's a rooster. So he was lying out in the sun here. He was all stretched out. He had his legs stretched out. So since I'm doing a bushwalk, and it's also the horrible raging wildfires in California right now, I thought it would be a good time to talk about how the Hen Haven will be prepared for bushfires, which of course is a massive problem in Australia as well. Speaking of climate disaster, check out my new t-shirt from In the Soulshine. Eat plants, save the planet. I love them so much. They're a vegan brand. Google In the Soulshine to find them, but they had a sale recently, so I treated myself. So back to bushfires. I will just go and sit in the main garden. I don't leave Blue unsupervised in this little area. He mainly spends his time in the house. Look how gorgeous he is. So I'll just move in because Levi is getting he wants his attention, you see. So I'll just leave Blue there for a sec and I'll sit in the main garden to tell you about our bushfire plans. Okay. It'll be almost time to get everyone into bed soon, and Sarah's going to be here soon as well. She's staying tonight so we can get a really early start for tomorrow. I always have leaves in my hair and stuff. Ugh. Right. So, here come the girls. Here come the girls who want to talk to me about this. Hello, sweethearts. Hello, everyone. So bushfires, like if we think back to the bushfire season for summer, it was horrible. I felt like I had moments where I was like, how are we even going to keep living in Australia? Like we have to stay here for the animals, but how? The air was filled with smoke, the sky was orange. We didn't have fires right next to us, but it was awful. And just to know the suffering of the animals, it was just heartbreaking. And then in January kind of time, we had, I think it was the very end of December, we had Amelia, our bushfire survivor. And she'd been stuck in a bushfire. She'd seen her friends burned to death, and she'd had an ember fall in her eye. So her eye had kind of exploded like a marble. And she'd been without pain relief for some days, but we managed to get her and nurse her. And she'd have her bandages changed every couple of days at the vet. And she's doing really well now in our micro sanctuary with Anna up in Port Macquarie area. So that's fantastic. But it goes to show, not only do we have to be making sure that the animals are really safe from bushfires, but we also have to be a place that can assist if people need to evacuate their chickens. Don't you think, Jen? Hey? I'm wearing black trousers today, so they really can see all the bits that need pecking off. Probably lots of Clover the Bunny fluff. So what we done in the Blue Mountains bushfires a few years ago, we offered to help evacuate people's chickens because it was clear that people were taking their dogs and cats a lot of the time, but they were not taking chickens. We actually drove up there and we did take some people's chickens so that they could evacuate, but we didn't really have anywhere to put them. Hi, Pats. So we just had to make enclosures like we've got in the garden now. In this recent bushfires, we really had no space, and it's just very frustrating because you want to do whatever you can to help. It's also, a lot of people don't even think of taking chickens in the when there's a fire. Like, they don't think about the smoke inhalation, they don't think about evacuating them. It's so much better to be prepared early. And so there's a few things that I want to do as far as the property, the Hen Haven and bushfires. Number one, I want to have enough space so that we can help and take in hens from bushfire zones if they are either injured. I'm just going Frida, Jen, Kim, Kaiho. If they're either injured or if they need to be evacuated because the fire is approaching. Ow, that kind of hurt, Jen. Excuse me. Cody wants some attention now. Okay, so that's the first thing, and then publicise that we can help if there's animals that have been injured or if there's animals that need evacuating. The second, although I guess it should be the first, I've ordered this wrong. This is not in order of importance. The property itself needs to, I'm going to stand up and give him a few pellets as a treat. The property itself needs to be, yes, there'll probably be trees around. I adore trees and wildlife too, but it needs to be not completely surrounded by bush, because it does make it super dangerous when we'll have a lot of animals that need our help and need the stability. You have some too then, girls, if you like. You're acting like I haven't just given you half a pumpkin. So yeah, that's, oh goodness, I've got chickens all around my feet as well. Let me just give Cody this bit of pellets. Hey love, look how excited he gets about his food. Go on then. Whoop. They can't have a bowl out all the time because they'd eat too much. Very much like me, they keep eating even when they have eaten way too much. There we go. So the place that we choose is really, really important to make sure it's not in a major bushfire zone or a flooding zone, which is kind of another topic. Then the other thing is we need to have a really solid bushfire evacuation plan. So that means having a trailer or vehicle that will enable us to evacuate, to get everybody out, to have a place where we can take the animals if necessary, maybe another sanctuary, and have that plan locked down through the winter months so that when summer comes, we're really prepared and we would not leave without the animals. And it means having a list of, whilst we know all of the animal family, in a really hectic time, it can feel like, oh my gosh, have we got everyone? Like, to have a list of everybody. And of course, if it's a day where it's going to be a catastrophic fire warning, to have them in areas that are much easier to collect them and ready to go. Now, the other thing I really want to do is to try and help our wild animal friends. I don't think you can see, but up in the tree we've got a cockatoo there. Shining the phone into the sun doesn't help. Maybe we'll see this one above us. Where are you? There they are. Ready to poop on my head. Yes, I'm talking to you, Mr. and Mr. or Mr. and Mrs. I don't know. I want to be able to care for wildlife as well. So whilst that isn't the main thing, that isn't the main point of the Hen Haven, that's to rescue. Oh my gosh, Gretel just did the most amazing leap. Oh. If I had a license to care for animals, I can be much more help in bushfires. So if we have beautiful animals like this gorgeous cockatoo here who need help in a bushfire, then I would be able to assist. And it just means that we can do a bit more with the land and with the sanctuary. So there's a lot to do with bushfires. And when we live in an area, oh, that's why, because naughty Finn the cat. Finn, we can see you. That's why Gretel did a huge leap. Very wise, Gretel. Yeah, so it's definitely part of our plan. We really have to think about bushfires, both how we can protect the animals that are in our care, Hi, the beautiful Levi. And how we can also help other animals. And gosh, the thought of the animals burning in factory farms or dealing with smoke inhalation, it's heartbreaking. It's like that image of a pig farm where the pig farm has totally burnt to the ground, and it's just all that's left is the piggery, like the cages, the sow stalls. And the thought of how they suffered and died. I mean, they were already suffering and they were already going to die. And then in the news article I saw, I don't know if you saw this, it said the farmer was devastated. Well, yes, of course he was, because he lost the money. They always say they're devastated. It's the same with the sheep and the cattle, the cows that die in our bushfires here. They say they're devastated. They're devastated for the loss of the money because they were going to kill them anyway. Ugh. It's really upsetting. So we have to be in a position where we can do whatever we can to help. Before I go, look at this on my lip. Which one of the naughty animals in the garden do you think is responsible for that terrible wound, that terrible violence against me? Hey? Well, it's actually little Blue up there. Because he was having a cuddle last night, and he had that rooster thing of wanting to perch higher and higher. And so he kind of tried to climb up my chest, and then he tried to climb on my face, and his claw just got my lip. Poof. My own fault for wanting to cuddle him all the time. But he does love cuddles. It's just wonderful, but it's so, so sad thinking of all the other lovely babies that would have just adored cuddles too. So I better go and get my bags packed and everything for the Endurance hike tomorrow. Or if you're watching this when it's released, as you're watching this, I am hiking. I'm looking forward to updating you on it. And that's if I'm actually able to hold the phone like this. I might be aching so much that I can't. But I will say goodbye to you now and head off and start getting the animals ready for bed, because you can see the sun's just dipped away. So, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.